Event recap for UFC Fight Night 148, Thompson versus Pettis, UFC Fight Night Nashville. Let's get straight into it with the early prelims. Great fight card. It took a while to build up, but we're going to start straight away at the early prelims. Eric Shelton loses to Jordan Espinosa by decision. I said it, predicted it well. Eric Shelton's very good. He's good enough to be in the UFC. He's just not good enough to be anyone of note. Feels bad, but hey, that's just the way it is. Ryan McDonald, I had him winning, lost to Chris Gutierrez. I was very impressed by Chris. Very impressed by Gutierrez. He was flinging up kicks with no telegraph. I mean, he had the ankle wraps on for sure. He's a Muay Thai type of guy. Swinging leg kicks beautifully. He was whipping up switch kicks up high like they were nothing to him. Very impressive. Gets the decision at bantamweight. Moving on to Randa Marcos. I picked Angela Hill to win. I was wrong on this one. Randa Marcos got her down, got the submission with 35 seconds left in the round. Also very impressive for a women's fight. Alexis Davis versus Jennifer Maia, I predicted correctly. When you have Maia in your second name, you are due to win fights in the UFC. And also she's very thick, and I enjoyed it very thoroughly. Marlon Vera versus Frankie Saenz. Great fight. Marlon Vera gets it. This was weird to me. This was weird because he clearly smashed Frankie Saenz' back of the head 5 times to get the finish. And nothing was ever said. Nothing was said by commentary. Nothing was said by the ref. Nothing was ever questioned about it. But he clearly smashed the back of the head of Frankie Saenz 5 times. So I'm wondering if the UFC just ignores things that are going to be an issue. Like, if it's going to be a hassle to talk about it, I guess they just don't talk about it. Fair enough, I guess. I'd do the same. Bryce Mitchell gets a decision over Bobby Moffett. Bryce Mitchell is now 11-0 at featherweight. Undefeated. The guy who got his nutsack caught in a screwdriver. Give this man some respect. You're talking about no nut. People talk about nut up. Get some balls. This guy's lost his balls. And he's still getting in the cage. Doing his damn thing. Almost had Bobby Moffett in all kinds of trouble with submissions. Always looking for the finish. Very impressed by Bryce Mitchell. It was a close fight. But 11-0 for Bryce Mitchell against a legit opponent in Bobby Moffett. You can't argue with him. Very good performance. Moving on to the main card. Here's where things get interesting. My prospect spotlight was Macy Barber. I'm 3-3 in my prospect spotlights. I also predicted Bryce Mitchell to win. I predicted Macy Barber would win by TKO in the second round. You can call me the MMA guru because it's a very fitting name. Okay? Very fitting name. Macy Barber wins. I'm 3-3 on my prospect spotlight. I'm happy. My next prospect spotlight's going to be on Kevin Holland. I'm sure you know who he is. Stay tuned for that one, boys. Luis Pena gets a decision win. I thought he would. I thought he'd actually get a submission. But Steven Peterson, he's got that trailer park chin. You know what I'm saying? Where he's been dealt a bad card in life. It doesn't matter what you're going to hit him with. He's already been hit with the trailer park birth. You know what I'm saying? He's one of them trailer park chins. You ain't gonna knock this fucker out. You know what I'm saying? He's got a Superman tattoo on his chest. Opens out the fight with a Superman punch. We'll get into Superman punches later on in the breakdown. As you all know. Luis Pena gets a decision. Violent Bob Ross. I love the surname. He looked very good. He missed weight. Disappointing. Stay at lightweight. You don't need to cut. You don't need to be a 6'3" featherweight. Come on. You don't need to be a 6'3" featherweight. Have some respect. Either way. He gets a decision. Violent Bob Ross with a beautiful decision win. Very impressive. Javier Formiga beats Davison Figueiredo. I didn't see this one coming. Davison Figueiredo was close to knocking out Formiga a couple times though. He landed some flush shots and Formiga looked like another shot and he would have gone. But Javier Formiga, man, the #1 contender, just defended his spot. And if Henry Cejudo isn't moving up to 135, that's the guy. They can't deny him. Javier Formiga is going to end up being the Tony Ferguson of flyweight division. Never gets the title shot. They can't deny him any longer. Please don't let this happen. Javier Formiga versus Henry Cejudo. Let's just get it out of the way while we can, you know. Henry Cejudo will probably beat him with his wrestling. Let's just get it out of the way, you know. Henry Cejudo gets paid. It's worth a co-main event on a pay-per-view. Let's do it, you know. It's a title fight. It'll be fun. Even if Javier Formiga, no one cares about him. It's a title fight. It's going to sell, you know. Henry Cejudo's a big star now. I say big star. I mean, he's kind of well known. We'll go with that instead. John McDessie versus Jesus Pinedo. Probably one of the most boring fights I've ever seen. This was the Lewis versus Ngannou of the lightweight division, I'll be honest. They started throwing down at the very end of the fight, and you think to yourself, where was this during the entire fight? Why can you choose to throw down and swing and take punches now, when you couldn't do it for the entirety of the fight? Why now have you just decided to make things interesting and actually go for a win? They gave it to John McDessie. I don't give a shit. No one gains any fan. They both lost. And the fans lost as well in that fight. Boring snooze fest. You can say all very technical, but no. It wasn't even technical. It wasn't even Wonderboy versus Darren Till, where you can see, oh, these are very high-level strikers going at it. John McDessie and Jesus Pinedo let down. Don't call yourself Jesus. Don't disgrace Christianity like that. Change your name. Your name should not be Jesus. Your name should be Dave. Because no one gives a shit about you. Anyway, Curtis Blades versus Justin Willis. Curtis Blades just completely dominates Justin Willis. Just flings Big Titty round like he's nothing. Justin Willis, I knew it coming in. I also predicted Curtis Blades to win. He just completely flung Justin Willis round for the entirety of the 3 rounds. And it just showed the level. There's a big jump when you're facing the top 5 guys compared to facing Mark Hunt when he doesn't want to fight anymore. There's a big difference. A very big difference. And Justin Willis learned that the hard way. He came in talking all this shit. Curtis Blades on the mic. Big titty, go home. Practice your wrestling. Big titty, go home. I liked the evil streak in Curtis Blades. His coach was trying to tell him calm on the mic. Nice and calm on the mic. Coach, shut the fuck up. Curtis Blades may have just gained some fans. Curtis Blades may have gained some fans just by telling Big Titty go home. I liked it. Curtis Blades showed him levels. Showed him wrestling levels. I say this before. You can learn striking in the UFC. You can learn a bit of jiu-jitsu and defend a few submissions. You know, you can sort of make your way on the feet and avoid damage. But if you're a worse wrestler than someone and they want to wrestle you, you've got little to no chance in that fight. If someone gets off their game, their wrestling game, and gets you against the fence, and now it's wrestling time, and you're a far worse wrestler than them, it's game over. They're going to ragdoll you, especially when it's a big fucking strong guy like Curtis Blades, and you're some obese, titty fucking Justin Willis guy. It's not going to work out for you. Good win by Curtis Blades. He wants JDS, Stipe, or... who else does he want? JDS, Stipe, or Derek Lewis next? I don't mind any of those fights. Let's do it. Him versus Stipe. Let's start matching up heavyweights. Stipe, I know I love you, and I know you probably deserve a rematch with DC. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. Get one win, Stipe, and then you're back at the title shot. That's all you need. Fight Ngannou again, or fight Curtis Blades. Let's get it done. Or a trilogy with JDS. Stipe needs to fight someone, is what I'm saying. And we move on to the main event. I predicted Anthony Pettis to finish Wonderboy in the 2nd round. Or just finish Wonderboy in general. I seen it coming. He looks great at the weigh-ins. Wonderboy's taken a lot of damage in his past fights. Pettis trains with Duke Rufus. Duke Rufus trains Tyron Woodley, who's beat Wonderboy twice, arguably. Or one of them was a draw, but either way, he's gone 50 minutes with Wonderboy. It's like if someone who trains with Whitaker their whole life has to face Yoel Romero. They're going to have a pretty good advantage. And yeah, Anthony Pettis looks phenomenal. Conor McGregor called him out, so I'm guaranteeing he's going to be wanting that fight. And he accepted that fight next to Tyron Woodley. Tyron Woodley was calling for the McGregor fight. That is so sad to see. I guess Woodley has to be happy for Pettis, though. That was a beautiful win. Beautiful win at featherweight. I don't know who's next at welterweight for Pettis. I guess if RDA beats Kevin Lee, that'll be a fight that you might want to take. I don't mind seeing that shit, but I think this is a lesson. Everyone should be moving up in weight. Everyone. Robert Whitaker moves up in weight, clears out the middleweight division. Conor McGregor moves up in weight, dismantles Eddie Alvarez in the 2nd round. Who else is there? I know there's someone else. Max Holloway about to move up in weight. We'll see how that one goes. You know, Jorge Masvidal moves up in weight, starts piecing up Darren Till. DC moves up in weight, fucks up Stipe Miocic, the greatest heavyweight of all time in UFC. Guys need to start learning from these examples. Robert Whittaker is the best example. He lost 2 in a row, including a loss to Wonderboy at 170, moves up to 185, and runs through the entire roster in 3 years. When are guys going to start taking note? Anthony Pettis looked better than ever. Low kick central on Wonderboy. That's what you got to do. That stance Wonderboy stands in, very hard to fucking check leg kicks. Very hard. Especially the oblique kick he was using. And Anthony Pettis was chopping the back leg as well. So even if Wonderboy decided to swap stances, that leg wasn't safe. And then when he saw his moment, bounced off the cage, Superman. It was a great stoppage. And Anthony Pettis is in a sick position right now. He's got choice now. Anthony Pettis always has choice in his career. But when he's coming off of a win, he has choice. Because he can choose whoever he wants and he's headlining a fight night. 100%. Whoever he wants to fight, it's headlining a fight night. Guaranteed. He wants RDA if RDA beats Kevin Lee. He's got it. He wants the winner of Edson Barbosa versus Justin Gaethje. He's got it. Done. He's got it. He wants Conor McGregor. We'll see if they can organise it. But for sure, can we avoid calling Conor McGregor a co-main event? Because do you fucking hate money, UFC? Like, what is ESPN doing? Sorry, Conor, you're going to have to be a co-main event because we hate money. And we want to be in debt. And we don't want to sell any pay-per-views. I don't understand. Sort your shit out, ESPN. I won't tell you again. I'll find where you live. I should stop with the death threats. But yeah, feels bad for Wonderboy. Or Wonderboy versus Darren Till 2. At 185. Everyone just fucking move away. I'm done. No more. Like and subscribe. That's my event recap. I'm tired as fuck. So I'm sorry. But fuck me. Everyone move up in weight because we're just seeing better performances by everyone who does so. Like and subscribe. And thanks for the subscribers yesterday.